6 lucky numbers to attract wealth on Friday, July 11th, 2025. Buddhist teachings. In a world that moves fast and often feels uncertain, it's natural to wonder, can something as simple as a number help shift our energy, attract good fortune, or bring more peace into our lives? The answer, from the lens of Buddhist wisdom, is yes, but not in the way you might expect. Numbers, like everything in life, carry energy. But they are not magic spells. They are reminder symbols that nudge us toward mindful action, inner alignment, and spiritual clarity. And when we use them with intention, they become tools for transformation. This Friday, July 11th, 2025, we invite you to explore 6 special numbers each, chosen not from superstition, but from ancient insights and modern reflections. These numbers don't promise instant riches. Instead, they invite you into something much deeper, a path toward true abundance, rooted in courage, purpose, gratitude, and presence. So whether you're seeking a financial breakthrough, emotional balance, or simply a fresh start, take a breath and lean in. These numbers may just unlock a quiet doorway back to yourself. Let's begin. 1. Number 55. Double Awakening. The number 55 carries profound symbolism in both numerology and spiritual practice, especially in the context of Buddhist wisdom, representing a double awakening, a powerful sign of transformation through disruption. When we see the number 5 repeated, as in 55, it amplifies the message of significant change, urging us to break free from the cycles that keep us stuck and stagnant. Just as the lotus blooms only by rising through muddy waters, so too must we face discomfort to grow. In the Dhammapada, the Buddha said, "By oneself is evil done, by oneself is one defiled. By oneself is evil left undone, by oneself is one made pure." This is the essence of 55, the call to personal accountability and the reward that comes from bold inner work. A moving example is of a man once consumed by gambling addiction, his finances, relationships, and spirit all frayed. He began silently repeating the number 55 each morning and night, not as superstition, but as a reminder to take 5 small actions daily toward honesty and 5 acknowledgements of gratitude. Over time, this ritual rewired his habits, gave him the strength to resist temptation, and restored his sense of self-worth. The practice invites us to do the same. Whisper 55 before bed as a sacred intention, then list 5 things you're genuinely thankful for and 5 habits or fears you're ready to release. This simple but powerful act creates what we call double courage, the internal strength to face change and the external discipline to sustain it. In today's fast-paced world, where many of us feel disconnected or overwhelmed, using a symbolic anchor like 55 can bring focus and renewal. Don't wait for the perfect moment to begin shifting your life. As Lao Tzu reminds us, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Let 55 be that step, helping you move from inner chaos to clarity, not by dramatic leaps, but through consistent, mindful progress rooted in gratitude and self-honesty. 2. Number 38. Purposeful Energy and Abundance. Let's talk about the powerful energy of the number 38 and how it connects deeply to both abundance and spiritual alignment, especially through the lens of Buddhist teachings. In Buddhist philosophy, the number 3 represents the gateways of karma, body, speech, and mind. These are the tools we use every day to shape our reality. When all 3 are in harmony, they become a bridge to meaningful outcomes. The number 8, on the other hand, is known across many traditions as a symbol of infinite flow and prosperity. So when you bring these 2 together, 38 becomes more than a number. It becomes a guiding principle, Align your inner world, and your outer world will respond. A wonderful example of this is a man named Dāna, a retired mechanic who lived a very modest life. After retiring, instead of slowing down, he committed to a daily 38 ritual. Each morning, he wrote down 3 specific goals and then broke each one into 8 small action steps. Practical things like calling a customer, cleaning his workspace, or updating his tools. Day by day, his consistency transformed his tiny repair shop into a thriving business, not because of luck, but because his thoughts, speech, and actions moved in the same direction. Ask yourself, are your goals just ideas in your mind, or are your body and speech supporting them too? What if abundance isn't about chasing wealth, but about becoming clear in purpose and steady in action? Here's something you can do. Each morning, write down 3 clear goals that truly matter to you. Don't overthink them. Then, break each one into 8 doable steps, no matter how small. This helps you create flow and remove overwhelm. As you begin your day, say this simple affirmation aloud. Today, I align my thoughts, words, and actions toward a single vision. It's not just a phrase, it's a commitment. The lesson here is simple but profound. When your inner alignment meets outer action, abundance naturally follows. Wealth is not only about money, it's about purpose, peace, and progress. So today, take the wisdom of 38 and let it guide your steps, because success is not random, it's ritual. 3. Number 27. Silent power and inner strength. Let's take a moment to explore the deep and quiet energy of the number 27 and how it holds a special place in both Buddhist symbolism and the journey toward attracting true wealth, not just material wealth, but the kind that brings peace, purpose, and fulfillment. The number 2 speaks to balance between being and doing, effort and stillness, while 7 represents spiritual wisdom, introspection, and the inner depth we often overlook in our busy lives. Together, 27 becomes a number of silent strength, the kind of power that doesn't shout but reshapes your life from the inside out. Think of it like the roots of a tree. They grow in darkness, unseen, but without them, nothing stable can grow above the surface. One inspiring story comes from France, a retired Swiss watchmaker who now spends his days quietly restoring vintage watches. He doesn't rush and he doesn't boast. Instead, he pours all his focus and presence into each tiny gear, knowing that true beauty comes from patience and purpose. His life is a quiet meditation. So, I want to ask you, where in your life are you being pulled to slow down and deepen your roots? What would change if you focused more on presence than pressure? Here's a simple way to begin. Start your day in silence, even just for a few minutes, and visualize the number 27 glowing in a gentle golden light. Let it remind you to stay centered. Choose one important goal for your day, not 5. Just then write down 7 small steps you can take toward it. These steps don't need to be dramatic, they just need to be honest. As the Buddha said, a jug fills drop by drop. This reminds us that transformation isn't always loud or visible. It often happens in stillness, in discipline, and in the quiet choices we make each day. So as you move through this Friday, July 11th, let the energy of 27 guide you inward. Let it teach you that silent power is often the most unshakable kind, and that true wealth begins when you honor what's growing beneath the surface. You've just taken a mindful step toward attracting wealth and good fortune this Friday, July 11th. If this message resonates with you, comment "Prosper in peace" to plant the seed of abundance. There's still more wisdom to uncover. Stay with us until the end, and let the teachings guide you to greater prosperity. 4. Number 11. The Spiritual Gateway. Let's explore the profound energy of the number 11, often called the spiritual gateway, and how it can help open the door to abundance, and not just in wealth, but in clarity, peace, and purposeful living. In Buddhist and spiritual traditions, 11 is known as a master number, symbolizing a deep connection to your higher self, heightened intuition, and a readiness to walk a more awakened path. It's not about being perfect, it's about being aligned. When you're aligned with your truth, your actions flow naturally, and life begins to feel less like struggle and more like synchronicity. Johnny, once a successful architect, left it all behind to become a monk. His words carry the essence of 11. Life reflects who you are being, not what you want. That statement alone can shift how we approach each day. Are you focused on chasing things, becoming someone truly in tune with life? Each morning, sit in stillness for a few moments, breathe deeply, and softly repeat 11 as you inhale. Then, visualize a soft white light filling your body, calming your mind, and anchoring your spirit. Write down the question, what would I do today if I truly believed the universe had my back? And answer it honestly. Let it shape your choices. Then, when the clock strikes 11:11 a.m., pause, smile, and whisper to yourself, I am walking in alignment. It's these small but sacred pauses that create lasting change. In modern life, filled with endless demands and distractions, the number 11 reminds us to come back to center, to lead not just with goals but with guidance from within. As the Buddha once said, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. So this Friday, July 11th, let the energy of 11 remind you that your greatest wealth lies in living authentically, with inner clarity and trust. When you walk in alignment, life no longer needs to be controlled. It begins to cooperate. 5. Number 35. Transformation through inner revolution. Let's take a closer look at the energy behind the number 35, a number rooted in transformation, not through chaos, but through intentional inner revolution. In Buddhist teachings, the number 3 symbolizes body, speech, and mind, the 3 karmic channels through which we interact with the world, and the number 5 connects to the 5 precepts, which are foundational to living with integrity, mindfulness, and spiritual freedom. When you bring these 2 numbers together, 35 becomes a reminder that true freedom doesn't come from escaping responsibilities, but from living in alignment with your highest values. It teaches that real wealth begins within, by transforming our thoughts, words, and actions into expressions of authenticity and purpose. Take Sarah's story, a grieving widow who found herself lost after her husband's passing. She didn't force herself to move on quickly. Instead, she began tending a small herb garden on her rooftop, something quiet, nourishing, and honest. What started as healing soon became a passion, and eventually a small herbal business that brought both financial support and emotional renewal. Her transformation wasn't dramatic, it was intentional. Now ask yourself, are your daily actions aligned with the life you say you want? What are 3 soul-level desires you've been carrying quietly inside you? And what 5 actions, no matter how small, could move you closer to each one? Here's a simple practice. Take 3 deep breaths, repeating the number 35 with each inhale to ground yourself. Then write down those 3 deep desires, and under each one, list 5 meaningful steps you can take today, not someday. As the Buddha wisely said, what you are is what you have been, what you will be is what you do now. So if you're waiting for the right moment to begin your transformation, this is your sign. The number 35 calls you to stop postponing your growth and instead begin honoring your truth, step by step, breath by breath. 6. Number 24. Turning dreams into reality. Let's take a moment to reflect on the energy of the number 24, a powerful reminder that turning dreams into reality isn't about big leaps, it's about steady, grounded steps taken with intention. In Buddhist thinking, the number 2 represents patience and cooperation, while 4 stands for action and stability, 2 qualities that, when brought together, create the foundation for meaningful change. So, what does this really mean for you? It means that your dreams aren't waiting for the perfect moment. They're waiting for consistent action. Think of Sophie's story. After losing everything, she didn't try to rebuild her life overnight. Instead, she chose 2 grounding habits, like waking up early and journaling with intention, and paired those with 4 simple daily action steps, like making one meaningful connection, completing a task she'd been avoiding, or simply preparing a healthy meal. These weren't grand gestures, but they were enough to build momentum, and over time, her life transformed. So I ask you, what are 3 dreams you've been putting off? What if the only thing standing between you and those goals is structure, not luck? Here's a practical method. Write down your 3 dreams, then assign 2 solid habits that will support each one, and 4 small actions you can take this week to get moving. When resistance comes, and it will, pause and say 24 out loud to yourself. Let it be your reminder to act, not avoid. As the Buddha wisely taught, to enjoy good health, to bring true happiness to one's family, to bring peace to all, one must first discipline and control one's own mind. This number, 24, is about that kind of discipline, gentle, steady, and rooted in self-trust. So as you walk into Friday, July 11th, let the energy of 24 guide your steps. Don't wait for dreams to find you. Build the path with patience and daily action, one small step at a time. Still with us? That means your heart is open to receiving the wealth the universe has to offer, rooted in compassion and wisdom. Type abundance flow below to commit to this path. Don't miss the rest of the video. There's more to discover that can shift your energy and attract blessings into your life. Tips to attract wealth and luck into your life. In the light of Buddhist wisdom, attracting wealth and luck isn't just about rituals or external actions. It's about aligning your mindset, actions, and heart with the natural flow of life. When we live in harmony with truth, generosity, and mindfulness, blessings tend to follow in subtle but powerful ways. Here are 6 simple and mindful tips to attract wealth and good fortune into your life. Number 1. Practice generosity. Dāna. If you light a lamp for someone else, it will also brighten your path. These timeless words from the Buddha gently remind us that the act of giving is not only noble, but also a powerful magnet for abundance. In today's fast-paced world, where so much of our energy is tied up in getting ahead or securing more, it's easy to overlook the quiet strength of generosity, known in Buddhism as Dāna. Yet, giving is not about how much you have in your bank account. It is about the spirit with which you offer what you do have. Whether it's your time, your attention, your wisdom, or even a kind smile to someone who needs it, each act of giving becomes a ripple that eventually returns to you in unexpected forms. Giving without expecting anything in return creates a space in our hearts and in our lives for greater blessings to flow in. This is not merely a moral principle, it is also an energetic truth observed across cultures. The more open-handed we become, the more we loosen our grip on scarcity and fear, making room for wealth and good fortune to find us. As Lao Tzu once said, "The wise man does not lay up his own treasures. The more he gives to others, the more he has for his own." In a modern context, this means being generous, even when life feels tight, supporting a friend who's struggling, giving to a local cause, or offering genuine attention to someone who feels unseen. It's in these everyday choices that we train our mind to move from a place of lack to a mindset of abundance. And when our mindset changes, so too does our outer reality. Science has also caught up with this ancient wisdom. Studies show that people who practice generosity consistently report higher levels of happiness, less stress, and stronger relationships, all of which directly impact our ability to attract wealth and opportunity. In your work life, generosity could mean mentoring a colleague without worrying if it will benefit you. In your home, it could mean giving quality time to your family without distraction. And even in your finances, you might set aside a small portion to help others, knowing that the act itself expands your heart and invites prosperity. The Buddhist master Shantideva once reflected, "All the joy the world contains has come through wishing happiness for others." This isn't just spiritual poetry, it's a practical reminder that joy and luck are often byproducts of a generous heart. In a world where many are competing to get ahead, the quiet power of giving stands out. It builds goodwill, strengthens trust, and creates emotional wealth that can't be measured in dollars. People are drawn to those who uplift others, and opportunities follow such people naturally. So as you move through life, especially in your 30s, 40s, and beyond, begin to see generosity not as a sacrifice, but as an investment in people, in peace of mind, and in your own unfolding journey toward a life of true wealth and good fortune. When we give sincerely, we align ourselves with the rhythm of the universe, and in doing so, we begin to receive far more than we ever imagined. Number 2. Cultivate right livelihood. Let's talk about a powerful way to attract real wealth and lasting luck into your life by cultivating right livelihood. This teaching comes from the Noble Eightfold Path, a core part of Buddhist wisdom. Now, you might be wondering, what does my job or career have to do with luck or wealth? The answer lies in the energy behind how we earn our living. Right livelihood means making a living in a way that doesn't cause harm to others, animals, or the earth. It's about choosing work that respects life and contributes something good to the world. You see, when our work is based on compassion, honesty, and mindfulness, it naturally creates trust, builds stronger relationships, and opens doors to opportunities that are grounded in peace rather than stress or greed. Have you ever noticed how people who carry integrity in their work seem to draw support, goodwill, and even material success over time? That's no coincidence. When you align your livelihood with ethical values, you become a magnet for genuine abundance, not just in money, but in peace of mind, fulfillment, and the support of others. Take a moment to ask yourself, does the work I do each day bring benefit to others, or does it quietly take something away from them? This is not about judging yourself, but about being honest in order to grow. Some jobs may not seem ideal right now, but it's your intention and your attitude that can begin to shift the energy. Even in roles where you may not have full control over every decision, you can still bring compassion, respect, and care to your interactions and tasks. You might ask, how can I use my work as a way to serve, to uplift, or to bring a little more kindness into the world? These small shifts in how you see your work and how you perform it can make a big difference in what you attract into your life. Remember this: when your income comes from honest efforts, it carries peaceful energy. There's a certain calm that enters your life when you know you're not stepping on others to move forward. That calmness invites clarity, and clarity helps you make better decisions financially and personally. It's like planting a seed in good soil. The roots grow deep, and the tree is strong. In contrast, wealth gained through deceit or harm may look impressive at first, but it's unstable and tends to bring fear, anxiety, or eventual loss. Real wealth-lasting wealth is not just what's in your bank account, but the sense of wholeness and freedom you feel when your heart is at peace with the way you live and earn. So here's a gentle challenge for you today. What is one small way you can bring more mindfulness and ethics into your daily work? Whether you're a student, business owner, employee, or stay-at-home parent, your efforts have power. Every action driven by kindness has ripple effects. When you work not just to survive, but to serve and support life, life finds a way to support you in return. The deeper message here is simple yet profound. Wealth and luck are not just things we chase, they are things we attract by how we live. By choosing right livelihood, you are planting seeds for a future filled with not only financial well-being, but also a heart that rests easy, a mind that is free, and relationships that are rooted in mutual respect. And that, truly, is the kind of fortune worth having. Number 3. Purify your mindset around money. When it comes to attracting wealth and luck into your life, one of the most powerful places to begin is not with your bank account, but with your mindset. Yes, your inner world plays a vital role in shaping your outer experiences. You see, many of us carry around hidden beliefs or fears about money that we don't even realize are holding us back. These thoughts have often been passed down from our families, society, or personal experiences, and they can quietly become part of how we see ourselves and the world. Let me ask you this. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, money is the root of all evil? Or people with wealth are greedy? Or maybe even, I'm not the kind of person who will ever be rich? These thoughts may seem small or harmless, but they act like mental weeds, choking the healthy growth of opportunity, luck, and abundance in your life. The Buddha once said, "What we think, we become." So, if we want to welcome abundance, we must first clean the lens through which we see it. This is where mindfulness becomes such a powerful ally. Buddhist practice teaches us to become aware of our thoughts, not to judge them, but to observe them with compassion. When we notice a negative belief arising, we have a choice. We can either continue feeding that belief, or we can gently let it go and choose a thought that serves us better. This doesn't mean chasing money obsessively or pretending we don't feel fear. It means being honest with ourselves and planting new mental seeds. Seeds like gratitude, trust, and openness to receiving. Every day, we can begin to shift our inner dialogue. What would happen if you started your mornings by saying, "I welcome abundance into my life with a peaceful heart," or "I am worthy of financial well-being and use it to help others and myself"? Just like the lotus that rises from muddy waters, you too can rise above limiting beliefs and grow into something beautiful and strong. Think of money not as something dirty or dangerous, but as a tool that can help you create, support others, and live a life aligned with your values. Wealth, when guided by wisdom and compassion, becomes a blessing, not a burden. The Dalai Lama once said, "While we pursue happiness, we should also be concerned about others' happiness." This applies deeply to wealth as well. Imagine using your abundance to care for your family, support those in need, or fund your passions. Doesn't that sound like a kind of spiritual wealth? So here's a question for you to reflect on. What is your earliest memory of money, and how has it shaped the way you feel about wealth today? When you explore that, you begin to see the roots of your current mindset, and only then can true transformation happen. If you feel hesitation around money, ask yourself, whose belief is this? Is it really mine? Just by asking, you create space for change. Now, don't worry if these shifts don't happen overnight. Like any practice, changing your mindset takes time, patience, and gentle effort. But every moment of awareness, every small affirmation, every time you choose trust over fear, you are rewiring your path toward prosperity. Keep going, keep observing, keep planting seeds of wisdom, because wealth, like luck, blooms best in a heart that is open, peaceful, and ready to receive. And remember, the real treasure lies not in what we gather, but in what we awaken within. If today's message touched something quiet and deep within you, don't overthink, just take a gentle step forward. Comment below with, "I choose silent strength." It's a simple way to honor the power growing within you and to plant a seed of calm, steady abundance in your life. Number 4. Practice contentment. Santuṭṭhi. When we think about attracting wealth and luck into our lives, our first instinct might be to chase more income, more success, more recognition. But here's a gentle truth that many overlook. True abundance often begins with contentment. In Buddhism, this is known as Santuṭṭhi, the quiet strength of being satisfied with what you already have. Now, don't misunderstand, contentment is not the same as complacency. It doesn't mean giving up your goals or dreams. It simply means that your happiness isn't chained to things you don't yet possess. In fact, contentment can be one of the most magnetic forces in the universe, because when you are truly at peace with what you have, you stop operating from a mindset of scarcity. And from that calm and grateful state, life tends to respond by offering more, not because you're desperate, but because you're aligned with what really matters. As the Buddha taught, health is the greatest gift, contentment the greatest wealth, and faithfulness the best relationship. That teaching remains deeply relevant today. In our modern world, where consumerism and social media constantly tempt us to compare ourselves to others, contentment becomes a quiet form of rebellion and a deep well of strength. So how can you begin to cultivate this powerful quality of contentment in your own life? Start small. Each day, take a few minutes perhaps over your morning coffee, or as you wind down for the evening, and name 3 things you're grateful for. It could be as simple as your breath, the roof over your head, the kindness of a friend, or even the fact that you have the ability to learn and grow. This isn't just a nice ritual, it's a powerful mental reset. Gratitude gently shifts your attention away from what's missing and shines a light on what's already good. And when you regularly focus on what's good, you start to feel good. And that feeling of peace, of enoughness, is incredibly attractive, not just spiritually, but even practically. People who radiate calm confidence tend to make better decisions, attract more opportunities, and build more trustworthy relationships. As the Roman philosopher Seneca once said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." That craving, if left unchecked, turns life into an endless race where happiness is always one step ahead. But contentment allows you to pause, to appreciate, and in doing so, to actually receive the wealth life is offering you right now. You might wonder, but if I'm content, won't I lose my drive to succeed? And that's a fair question. The answer lies in your intention. You can strive for growth, improvement, and financial well-being from a place of wholeness rather than lack. Contentment doesn't remove ambition, it purifies it. You begin to seek not out of fear or envy, but out of purpose and joy. And that kind of ambition is sustainable, kind-hearted, and far more likely to bring not just wealth, but meaningful wealth. In this way, contentment becomes a foundation for mindful living and mindful earning. So the next time you catch yourself saying, "I'll be happy when," pause, ask yourself, what is already good in my life today? The more often you ask that question, the more you train your mind to find beauty in the present, and from that richness, a deeper kind of luck and abundance naturally arises. Because in the end, as the Dhammapada reminds us, contentment is the highest wealth, and once you have that, you already carry something no market can sell and no loss can take away. Number 5. Surround yourself with positive energy. If you truly want to invite more wealth and luck into your life, not just material riches, but also a sense of deep well-being and abundance, you must first begin by becoming aware of the energy that surrounds you. Think about this for a moment. What kind of energy do you carry around you each day? Is it light, open and welcoming, or does it feel heavy, stagnant, or even chaotic? Many people don't realize that wealth and luck are not simply about chance or effort alone. They are also about alignment. The environment you create around you, the people you allow into your space, and even the thoughts and habits you nurture are all either helping you grow or quietly holding you back. Ask yourself gently, what in your life today feels uplifting, and what feels like it's draining your spirit? The Buddha once said, if you light a lamp for someone else, it will also brighten your own path. That means the energy you offer to others through kindness, integrity, and generosity will always circle back to you. So, to attract abundance, start by creating an atmosphere of positivity. This doesn't require grand gestures. Begin simply by cleaning your living space. Clutter might seem harmless, but over time, it becomes a physical reflection of mental noise and emotional stagnation. When you clear your surroundings, you also begin to clear your inner world. Light a candle, bring in a living plant, open the windows, let nature and light flow in. These simple acts invite in freshness, clarity, and calm, and they signal to your subconscious that you are open to new possibilities. What small change can you make in your space today that will lift your spirit? Now, look at the people in your life. Who energizes you? Who makes you feel seen, valued, and encouraged to grow? And on the other side, who tends to dim your light or cause you to doubt your worth? Surrounding yourself with positive energy also means choosing relationships that support your highest self. Buddhist teachings emphasize kalyana mittata, spiritual friendship. These are the kind of companions who guide us with wisdom, who remind us of our path when we forget, and who offer peace rather than drama. It's not always easy to walk away from toxic dynamics, especially if they've been part of your life for a long time. But ask yourself, what am I allowing into my life that no longer serves the person I am becoming? Every step toward more wholesome, honest, and encouraging company is a step toward greater prosperity, because your energy isn't being leaked or wasted. It is being protected, cultivated, and allowed to flourish. You see, real wealth begins with inner richness. If your heart is filled with peace, if your actions are rooted in goodness, and your mind is calm and focused, then luck starts appearing in the most unexpected places. Opportunities arise not because you chase them, but because you are now aligned with them. J. UST, as a lotus grows from muddy water, your growth does not require perfection, only sincere effort. As the Dhammapada says, as a bee gathers nectar without harming the flower, so should the wise live in the world. When you move through life with gentleness and intention, you begin to notice that the world around you responds in kind. So let me ask you this. What kind of energy are you ready to welcome into your life right now? What habits, people, or environments have you outgrown? And how would your life begin to transform if you simply chose to surround yourself with more beauty, more kindness, and more clarity, starting today? These are not just abstract ideas. They are real, practical steps that you can take right now, in this very moment. Wealth and luck aren't far away. They are already knocking. The question is, are you ready to open the door? As we've seen today, lucky numbers are more than just digits. They are reminders, energies, and tools to bring us closer to clarity, abundance, and inner peace. Whether it's the power of number 50, 5's double awakening, or the grounded strength of 24, each one invites us to live with more mindfulness, purpose, and alignment. If these teachings resonated with you, and you'd like to keep walking this path of wisdom together, please don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who might benefit, and subscribe to our channel, The Journey of Wisdom. And make sure to turn on notifications so you never miss our upcoming videos filled with Buddhist insights for daily life. Thank you for being here. May this Friday, July 11th, 2025, bring you not just wealth, but peace, purpose, and gentle transformation. Until next time, stay mindful, stay kind, and keep walking your journey of wisdom.